Hello buddies, today I made the tastiest but easiest toasted egg sandwich, and as usual I am here to share this recipe with you all. Like, this is the best toasted egg sandwich you can ever make, and the best part of it is that you can use this for commercial, like you can sell it, and also you can use it at home for your breakfast. So relax and watch this to the end. So the first thing I did was to make my dough. I started with 800 grams of all-purpose flour, then 110 grams of sugar, 20 grams of milk powder, and 12 grams of salt. So after adding that, I went in with 8 grams of instant dry yeast. Okay, so after adding the yeast, I started mixing everything together, make sure that everything combined. Then I started adding the water. For this recipe I use 450 grams of normal temperature water, the water that you drink, the normal water you use in your homes. So it's not cold water, it's not warm water, it's not lukewarm water. So I started adding the water till I formed this tacky dough, just as you see in the video. Then the next thing I did was to add my margarine. You can also use butter if you have. So to this I added 40 grams of margarine, and once I added the margarine, I made sure that I incorporate the margarine into the dough that I just formed. Make sure you incorporate the margarine so well so that everything will mix so well. Now, after incorporating the margarine, I had to transfer this dough onto my work surface, and then I started kneading the dough. Then at a point I found that kneading this dough on my work surface would take me so much time, like it would take me so much time. Okay, and heating this dough also, like I told you guys, it may also take me a little bit of time. So I wanted something that will be faster because I don't have my mixer machine closer to me, so I needed to make it faster. I needed something that will make my work faster. So therefore I remember that there was a time I told you guys that you can pound your dough in a mortar using your mortar and pestle. So I transferred this dough into my mortar, or into the mortar that was available at the moment, and then I pounded the hell out of the dough. So I pounded the dough till it came out super soft, just like I wanted it. Okay, so once I was done pounding the dough, I had to wrap up this dough and then kept it aside while I went on to make my egg filling, or the sandwich filling. Okay, now for the egg filling, I used 5 whole eggs. I used 5 whole eggs for the egg filling. So it depends on the quantity you are making. But this particular recipe is also, like I said, it can also go for commercial. Like, you can make it and sell, honestly. Because this one particularly, I'm making it for sale. To be honest with you guys. So to the egg, I added some salt. I didn't measure the salt anyway. Just added some salt, and then I added some baking powder. Yes, I added a little bit of baking powder to help to fluff up the egg. Then also, after whisking, adding the baking powder, I made sure that I whisked everything. Then I went in with some milk powder. Then the next thing I added to this egg that I didn't remember to say was I added a little bit of chili powder and a little bit of seasoning powder, chicken seasoning powder. Then I mixed everything together. Then after that, I added into a saucepan, I added some vegetable oil, and I added chopped onions, carrots, green bell pepper, and red bell pepper. Then I saute it for a little while. Then I poured in the egg mixture that I made earlier. Okay, so after pouring in the egg, I started scrambling the egg gradually, and this my pan was a kind of sticking to making my egg to stick to it. But if you have a non-stick pan, that will work out fine. So after some time, I have this, and then I went in with black soy sauce, a little bit of black soy sauce to top up the taste of this my recipe. Then after that, I took this down, and then I added some ketchup and then mayonnaise. Okay, so after adding the ketchup and mayonnaise, I mixed everything. This is to add a little bit of creamy and a little bit of sweet taste to my egg. Yes, my egg filling, and this was what I had at the end. Okay, so once this my egg sauce was ready, I took out the dough that I wrapped earlier, and then started cutting out the dough. Okay, First, I cut out 250 grams of the dough and another 250 grams. Then the first 250 grams of the dough that I cut out, I rolled it out and placed it on the toaster or the sandwich maker, anyone. So I placed it on the toaster. So once I finished placing it, just as you see in the video, I scooped in the egg on 4 points on this particular dough. Okay, these 4 points you see on the dough, I scoop in, then I roll out the second part of the 250 gram, then cover this. After covering it, I cover this and then let it bake or let it toast for 20 minutes. Okay, after the 20 minutes, I open this and then brush it with some margarine, or you can also use butter. I brush it the front and the back side, and then went ahead and cut it from the middle because I placed my filling on the 4 points on this dough, on this sandwich I just made. So I didn't want to cut it anyhow, so I cut it from the center so that each part will have the egg filling. Okay, so that was how I made the first one. So in case you don't want to make yours in this particular way, there's another way you can use to make it. So that is the second one I did. Okay, so this was the first method that I used. So for the second one, what you have to do is just take out about 100 grams or 90 grams depending on the quantity or the size you want to make yours. So take it out from the dough and roll it out just a little bit. You can either roll it with a pin or just use your hand to stretch it out. Then you scoop in your egg filling to the center. Okay, you scoop in your egg filling to the center. So once you scoop in your egg filling to the center, you're going to then fold this up and pinch it close, just as you are making a dough ball. Okay, so once you pinch it close, you're going to then use your rolling pin to gently roll it a little bit flat. Okay, gently roll it, don't roll it too much so that your filling is not going to pop out. Okay, so that your filling will not pop out of the dough. Okay, so you're going to just roll it out gradually or gently. Okay, just roll it out gradually or gently. So and once you are done rolling it out, you're going to cover this, keep it as I cover it, and let it proof or rest for up to 20 or 30 minutes depending on how you want it. Okay, so after the 20 or 30 minutes, before you think of or before you start toasting it in your toaster or in your sandwich maker. Okay, for this particular one, I rolled out the dough and I placed the filling on the two sides of this dough and covered it with the second dough, and then I allowed it to proof for like 30 minutes to 40 minutes depending. Then I took it onto the sandwich maker or the toaster and covered it for up to 10 to 15 minutes depending. And after this time, my sandwich was ready. Now for this one, these are the ones I told you you're going to keep aside and cover, let them proof for up to 30 minutes, 40 minutes, even up to 1 hour. So after that proofing time, you just place them, cover them, and let them cook or to bake or to toast for up to 10 to 12 to 15 minutes. You don't need to toast them for too long because they have proof already and the sandwich maker or the toaster is already hot. And once that time elapsed, your toasted egg sandwich is ready and you are ready to enjoy. Once this is ready, it's going to look a little bit firm. So what you need to do is allow it to cool down. After it has cooled, you're going to wrap it up before serving. It will become softer and softer. If you like this recipe, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.